Hello and welcome to the channel. My name is Clay. Thank you for tuning in. Today is officially the start of the NHL Entry Level Draft, where dreams come true for a number of young hockey players. And if you're like a lot of hardcore hockey fans out there, you've probably already watched and read and looked at a whole bunch of mock drafts from everywhere and everyone, trying to figure out, who your team is going to select in this first round tonight. But you haven't seen a mock draft from me, at least not until right now. And I could be like everyone else and just tell you who I think each team is going to pick, but that's not really fun. No. Instead, we're going to use some math. But not like analytical math. No, that would be too, analytical. No, we're going to use basic math here. We're going to use the Fibonacci sequence. And for those of you who slept during math class and do not remember what the Fibonacci sequence is, well, I'll tell you right now, it's super basic. It's just a sequence of numbers starting at 0 and 1, where the next number in the sequence is just the addition of the previous two numbers. So 0 plus 1 equals 1, 1 plus 1 equals 2, 2 plus 1 equals 3, 3 plus 2 equals 5, 5 plus 3 equals 8, 8 plus 5 equals 13, 13 plus 8 equals 21, 21 plus 13 equals 34, and so on and so forth. But considering there's only 32 picks in the first round, well, 31 if you take away Arizona's forfeited pick, we're only going to need to know up to 34. So super simple. We shouldn't have a problem. We should be acing this with flying colors at the end of this. So let's figure out how are we going to use this Fibonacci sequence to make this mock draft come together. Let's take a look. So the meat and bones of this entire operation here is the players themselves, the prospects who will be hopefully drafted to a team tonight. And we're going to need them in some sort of order. Thankfully, Bob McKenzie is super helpful here. He has released a prospect rankings for this upcoming draft. And he's got them ranked like 1 through 100 something. But we only need the top 34. So that's what I have listed here on the screen. And we're going to be attaching the Fibonacci sequence to these players in this order. How are we going to do that? Well, let's go to the next graphic. So think of the Fibonacci sequence and every number in it being the highest ranking in a block of players. So you have the Fibonacci sequence being 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, 34. And the first couple blocks are super simple. They're just one ranking in each of them because it's 1, 2, and 3. The next block will feature 4th and 5th ranked players. Then the next block will be the 6th, 7th, and 8th ranked players. The next block will be 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, and 13th, so on and so forth. I think you get the gist of that. Basically what we're doing is we're going to start at the first block of players, that top block, and we're going to use a random number generator to pick the players from within that block. And before we can move on to the next block, we have to have picked all of those players in that previous block. So the first couple blocks are super simple, straightforward. It's the blocks near the bottom, the end of the first round essentially, where we're going to get some variance in who's going to get picked. So I think you get what we're trying to do here. Without further ado, let's actually move on to which players are going to be selected by which teams at what positions. Let's get to it. As I mentioned, the first couple picks in the draft are going to be super straightforward because the first couple blocks each have just one player in them. So it's basically 1-to-1 ratio here. So starting off with the first overall pick in this year's entry-level draft, we have the Buffalo Sabres selecting defenseman Owen Power. With the second pick in this year's entry-level draft, Seattle Kraken are selecting centerman MATTY BENIERS. With the third pick, the Anaheim Ducks are selecting defenseman Simon EDVINSSON. With the fourth pick, New Jersey Devils are selecting left winger William EKLUND. With the fifth pick, Columbus Blue Jackets are selecting centerman Mason McTavish. With the sixth pick, Detroit is selecting defenseman CLARKE. With the seventh selection, San Jose is choosing defenseman LUCIUS. With the eighth pick in this year's entry-level draft, the Los Angeles Kings are selecting right winger GUENTHER. With the ninth pick in this year's draft, Vancouver Canucks are selecting goalie JESPER. With the 10th pick in the draft, Ottawa Sabres select left winger Matthew CORONATO. The 11th pick is forfeited by Arizona, so we move to the 12th pick where the Chicago Blackhawks select centerman Kent Johnson. With the 13th pick, Calgary selects centerman CHAZ LUCIUS. With the 14th pick, the Philadelphia Flyers select centerman Cole Sillinger. With the 15th pick, the Dallas Stars select centerman Zachary BOLDUC. At 16 overall, New York Rangers select right winger Fabian LYSELL. With the 17th pick in this year's draft, the St. Louis Blues select defenseman CARSON. With the 18th pick, Winnipeg Jets select centerman Fedor Shvekov. With the 19th selection in this year's draft, the Nashville Predators select left winger Brennan Othmann. At pick number 20, Edmonton Oilers select right winger Isaac Rosen. At pick number 21, Boston Bruins select goalie Sebastian Cossa. With the 22nd pick in the draft, the Minnesota Wild select centerman Xavier Bourgault. With the 23rd pick in the draft, the Detroit Red Wings select centerman Maciej Samoskevich. With the 24th selection, Florida Panthers select centerman Francesco Pinelli. With the 25th pick, the Columbus Blue Jackets select centerman Eetu Ratti. With the 26th pick, the Minnesota Wild select centerman Logan Stankovic. With the 27th pick in this year's draft, the Carolina Hurricanes select defenseman Corson Calamans. With the 28th pick in this year's draft, the Colorado Avalanche select defenseman Daniil Chaka. With the 29th pick in the draft, the New Jersey Devils select a centerman, Zachary LaRue. With the 30th pick, the Vegas Golden Knights select centerman Zach Dean. With the 31st pick in this year's draft, the Montreal Canadiens select right winger Simone Robertson. And with the 32nd and final pick in the first round of this year's draft, the Columbus Blue Jackets select right winger Samu Tuomola. So there you have it, my official Fibonacci mock draft for the first round of this year's NHL Entry Level Draft. If you are wondering which 3 players did not get mathematically chosen here, I'll tell you, it was right winger Nikita Chibrikov, right winger Tyler Boucher, and right winger Oscar Ullison. So yeah, Fibonacci has something against right wingers apparently. But yeah, are you happy, surprised, disappointed about who your team mathematically picked in this mock draft? Let me know down in the comments section below. It'll be interesting to see how this stacks up against the real draft that happens tonight, and if it's any more accurate than any of the other millions of mock drafts that are out there. In any case, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you got some sort of enjoyment out of it. Like, share, and subscribe if you did. But most importantly, stay safe, make good decisions, and I'll see you next time.